Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to my very first episode. In this podcast, I want to share my personal journey back to Islam, the challenges, the lessons, and the hope I found along the way. Whether you're struggling with faith, looking for motivation, or just curious, I hope my story can inspire you. This is a journey of self-discovery, of finding peace, and of building a stronger connection with Allah. Now I'm going to tell you about my background and let's say my life before I discovered Allah. Well, I was born into a Muslim family, but most of my relatives, friends, and family are sadly not really religious and don't practice. Growing up in a Western country made it even harder to stay connected to my faith. I probably only have 1 or 2 friends that are Muslim and took their religion seriously. And to be honest, for a long time, I didn't practice or even believe in God. I was focused on dunya-related things, on appearance, clothes, makeup, and things that seemed important, but they actually left me empty and didn't do anything good for me. I didn't know how to pray, I couldn't read the Quran, and I didn't know where to start. I was helpless and I was just confused because I didn't know how to start, where to start, and what exactly to do. I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like I wasn't a good Muslim because I thought I wasn't doing enough. And during that time, I was more focused on how I appeared to others and what other people perceived of me, always chasing trends and materialistic things. And I really believed, guys, that this would bring me happiness. But I'm going to say that it didn't bring me any happiness. It didn't do me any good. I didn't really have benefits of it, and to be honest, I wouldn't do it again. I was always really chasing validation of other people. I always wanted to seek validation, and I think I always wanted to be one of those popular people, popular girls, and I think that was also a huge struggle I had. Then, to be honest, a few months ago, something changed, and I think that's really special, and I hope that my story and how I approached Islam again, I hope that will touch you too and inspire you also. I actually stumbled upon a Muslim Sisters YouTube channel that was a few months ago, and to be more precise, I think it was 3 months ago or something. And she made a YouTube video where she shared her own journey to Islam. And to be honest, I could relate to it so much. I could relate to her story of her early life before she returned to Islam. She told us that she was partying, going to clubs, and didn't even care about her Islamic duties. And she also spoke about the people of Gaza who still prayed despite the war. And then she asked the audience, "What is your excuse then?" And to be honest, that question struck me deeply. It touched me so much, it touched my heart. I realized I was focusing on the simplest things and ignoring what truly mattered. And I understood that I focus on the dunya, but I didn't focus on the afterlife, on Akira. And I was really sad because I knew I was one of those people that only cared about dunya, that never prayed once in their lives, but I didn't want to stay like that. I felt a strong desire to come closer to Allah, but like I mentioned, I didn't know how. And it's really interesting because even the idea of praying made me nervous, simply because I didn't know how to do it. And I think that's really sad and devastating, because I was calling myself a Muslim, but I knew nothing about my religion. I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know how to read the Quran. And to be honest, I wasn't also taught so much by my family. I think that also contributed to that. And to be honest, the next days after I watched this video, I was constantly thinking how to change. I felt guilt and regret because I knew that I had very low Iman. At some point of my life, I didn't even believe in Islam. I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in those things, and I was helpless. I was stuck and empty inside. I spent really days just thinking about everything, feeling this longing, but also fear of the unknown. How would I start, and what would people think about me? Alhamdulillah, a few weeks later, Allah gave me the courage to start, and I'm really happy about it. I didn't regret a single minute of this journey. But I began simple. I began with little steps. I really did one step at a time, which has made it much easier for me. I began with dhikr. I then started praying with paper sheets. I really had a sheet of paper. Then I wrote all of the du'as I needed to say while praying. And then whenever I prayed, I took that paper sheet with me and read it out loud until I could memorize it by heart. And now I can do it without the paper sheets, and honestly, I am very proud of it. I am so proud that I have done it. And Alhamdulillah, I'm forever grateful that Allah gave me the courage and determination to do this. I also started learning to read the Quran, and that was very difficult at first. But with every page, I felt more and more connected. I could feel my connection to Allah grow stronger. I felt happier and more at peace. That empty feeling I had before, all my life, really all my life, was suddenly completely gone. I feel like it just disappeared. I finally felt like I had a purpose in life. Even my mental health improved. I became calmer and happier. I became a brand new person. My personality shifted so much, and I don't know, I started valuing other things. I stopped valuing makeup, clothes, appearance, and other things like that, trends for example, to follow that, to fit in. I stopped caring about it. I don't care about it anymore. Honestly, I started embracing modesty step by step. I'm still on this journey, and I live with more simplicity, and I like it because, I don't know, it's more peaceful, less expectations for my appearance to be perfect. And of course it wasn't easy. I had to let go of a lot of old habits, like listening to music, but that was just very recently, and wasting time procrastinating on social media. I slowly started replacing those things with Islamic lectures, Quran recitations, and learning about the deen. I started listening to podcasts, and I listened to the stories of other Muslim sisters and it has inspired and motivated me even more. I am currently still trying to stop repetitive sins like gossiping, and that has definitely not been easy. I'm still on a journey. I'm not perfect. I have my own flaws, but I give my best to give up on them. Recently, I made a decision to give up music, like I said, and things like gossip. It has not been easy for me. I feel like I'm not a person that gossips so much, but what has contributed to it is that people around me, my friends, usually start the gossip. And then I listen to it, and eventually, without being aware, I say something too. And that was really my problem. So I came up with a strategy, and now whenever they gossip, I usually stay quiet and don't say anything, like not commenting on anything. Or I just say, come on, let's talk about something else while I care about them. Or if I really don't feel good, I just go away. That's it. And I really noticed that giving those things up made my life more peaceful. I am happier, I am free. Sometimes I have doubts or moments of low iman, but even then, Allah sends me signs and forgives me. I am forever grateful. One night, I made the intention to wake up for tahajjud, and Allah woke me up at the perfect time. I feel like He was saying, I'm here, I'm always here for you. That touches me deeply. Or reading verses of the Quran that kind of reassure your soul and heart. That's really beautiful. And I feel like really that's the biggest reassurance I could ever get. It's moments like these that make me feel like I am on the right path. I know it's hard to practice Islam, especially if your circle isn't supportive like mine. I know this struggle so well. So if you say my circle isn't supportive, no one supports me, everyone judges me for taking my religion seriously, for just prioritizing my deen or reverting, I get you, sister. I understand you. But I promise you, it's always possible. It's so worth it if you are determined. Even if people don't understand your journey, remain steadfast and keep that connection with Allah strong and growing. Maintain a strong and healthy relationship with Him. Do not let negative comments stop you. Trust in Allah and keep moving forward. And my advice would be find good company, even if it's just online sisters who inspire you. Surround yourself with good reminders. Surround yourself with friends that are good for you and that are good for Allah, that are good for reminding you about Allah. Learn to prioritize your faith over dunya things. The peace you get from that is unlike anything else and is so worth it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it brought you some inspiration and motivation. Really, it means a lot to me that you guys listen to my story. And I really want to share it in the hopes of inspiring someone else and helping them come closer to Allah and closer to their deen. If you are going through a similar journey or similar circumstances, or are simply struggling with your faith, remember, you are not alone. There are so many sisters that are in the same situation as you, including me. Stay strong, stay connected to Allah, and always believe that He is near. Assalamu alaikum, and I can't wait to share more with you next time. Stay safe.